I heard a podcast where you were talking about kind of your anxiety about going up on stage. How did you deal with your anxiety?
So my anxiety was not so much stage fright, but more so because I was a performer. I was a professional cheerleader performing in front of thousands of people, which is different where I'm in front of like 40,000 people at the Super Bowl, but they have a football game to watch. They have other cheerleaders they could watch. So it's definitely different when it's just you and a microphone and the goal of what you're doing is to make people laugh. The most anxiety I had was about writing. How am I going to top the joke that I just wrote? Like everybody laughed at that one. How am I going to make one funnier than that? And then there's just plain anxiety that has no identifiable source. It's just there. So anytime I would okay, I got a set at the Improv at 8 p.m., like not my show, but like I'm doing 10 minutes at the Improv, I would have diarrhea all day long because I was just anxious about it. And it was going to be fine, but I just knew I was going to be like driving by myself. Is the bouncer going to remember me when I walk in? Or do I have to like prove to him like, hey, I'm a comedian? And then how embarrassing. And then there's everybody else. They're all friends because they hang out and I don't have any other friends. Like being in a man's world, this is like boys club. And then I would be like the only girl a lot of times. Either people were trying to hit on me or they didn't take me seriously or I was just ignored. It was like a lot of that. And I would just be nervous to perform in front of an audience that wasn't my audience. I would be like spoiled on the weekend and go do my headlining shows. And then I would come to the Improv on Tuesday and it would be like crickets and who cares? Chris Rock just did a guest set right before you. Don't care who you are. Who are you? You did a YouTube video? Oh, that's funny.
How'd you center yourself and all that?
So I have lots of tools and these are things that I learned over time. So there was years where I just suffered with it and it was just diarrhea all day long and there's nothing I could do about it. But easiest one is gratitude. And the way you do it, you think of 5 things that you're grateful for and you say them out loud. Because when you say them out loud, you also hear yourself saying what you're grateful for. So it's not just thinking like, oh, I'm grateful that I'm healthy. You're saying, I'm grateful that I'm healthy. And then you're hearing, I'm grateful that I'm healthy. And then you have this gratitude that's like a big circle that goes out and in. You're like constantly filling yourself up with gratitude and like raising your elevation. I would do it with my whole green room. Whoever was in the green room at the time, my opener, road manager, if the waiter's in there, like whoever's in the green room, we're all going around the room and everybody's saying something that you're grateful for because we're all going to raise the vibration in the room right now because something's awful. So that's probably my favorite one.
As you're saying this, I have my producer, Colleen, just staring daggers at me. She always says, okay, have we done our gratitude list today? I've ignored her every single time she's said it. She feels completely validated now. We'll have a conversation after this.
Yeah.
Thanks. I appreciate that. What are your other tactics that you use?
There's my breathing techniques. One of them, you plug one of your nostrils, inhale for 5, and then you let it go and you plug the other one and you exhale for 5. I do a lot of pressure points with my fingertips. Something about it just takes me out of whatever I'm in.
That's probably where okay comes from.
You're okay.
Yeah, you're okay.
If you push harder, you'll be A-okay.